from West Pokot County. The figures of West Pokot County, and this is just an example of what has happened to the counties that are called the pastoralists. And I'll want to, with a lot of due respect, ask my colleague not to trivialize the pastoralism or the pastoral life that we live in. We are people that move from one point to another on seeking for us livelihoods. And so we move from one point to another one, but that does not make us not Kenyans. We are Kenyans like any other person, and we enjoy the equal rights we're supposed to enjoy, not we enjoy. We're supposed to enjoy the equal rights that everybody else is. If you look at the census of 1999, 2009, and 2019, you will note that in West Pokot, the population has been decreasing from 800, it came to 700. And then now in the data here, I'm seeing West Pokot is in 600. I live there. I have not seen mass extermination of people. I have not seen people not giving birth. I have actually seen that the fertility rate in West Pokot, like any other pastoralist count communities, is at 7.78. But then when it comes to the real data, you find that the population has reduced. So for me, I'll say, one, the way the data was carried out, the census of 2019, is a vast. And the reason why I saw one member of parliament from the Northeastern went to court and actually complained. He wanted to know why the population of the Northeastern is decreasing from one census to another one. And so for me, I'll say, it is not true that we are dealing with data that is real. This data is not real. And I think for us to be able to talk about figures that will make a magnitude to elections of 2027, we need to get real data. And this real data needs to be done in areas that were subjected to injustice.
At least
West
the four counties,
for example,
the four counties of Northeastern are set for a repeat census.
Yeah, we need to have a repeat census. I will also call for a repeat census for West Pokot. We cannot come from 800,000 to 600,000 in 20 years. In fact, we're supposed to be doubling that figure. I read what Mutahi Ngunya said, and I'll say, the election of 2027 will be determined by the Somali Mulembe nation, and I have nothing against the Kikuyu privileges, but the party is over. That's what he said. Why? If you look at the trends, the fertility rate in these areas have actually increased. Every Somali, including the ones that are living in Nairobi, have 3 wives, 5 or 4 wives, 10 children, 15 children. But the more developed counties, now the fertility rate is at 3.1. In 10 years, a population of 1 million at 7.1 fertility rate will actually double to, it will go to 7 million. A population of 2 million.
The concern is how these numbers will be come to 2027.
I'm actually trying to look at the trends, because the fertility rate is what determines what the population will be in future. And what Mutahi Ngunya is saying is correct. He says that the voting blocks, the voting pattern, are actually moving to areas that we never expected. And so it makes a lot of impact. Even when we use this data that is written here, which is not correct, you will actually see that the trends are actually shifting. So that counties like Kiambu, counties like Kirinyaga, counties like Nyeri are now being overtaken by counties like Mandera.
If you're saying the data is not correct, how sure are you that...
No, I'm just trying to look at this wrong data already, which needs to be corrected. Okay. Already, you can actually see that there is toppling. The shifting is there. But what we cannot contend in this data is that the population fertility rate is very high in those pastoralist areas and not as high as such in those other stable countries. And so it makes a lot of impact to say that the people that are in the northeastern region, the people that are in the northern region where I come from, are also Kenyans, and they're supposed to be given the equal rights to vote. What we've actually witnessed before is that even the registration of members, in my constituency, I've got people who are over 70 years, but they can never be given IDs because they are suspected not to be Kenyans on the basis that they're pastoralists. So that when they move looking for pasture in Uganda, they are called Ugandans. The same thing happens. And so it will be wrong for members of parliament, my colleague here, to say that even if we move the whole Mogadishus, we need to respect the Somalis that are living in Kenya. We need to respect the people of northeastern region that are living in Kenya.
Is there a risk that, that native Somali